So skills, yeah, you heard the three guys then. So yeah, I'll just teach the whole organisation how to do all that then, yeah. There's only 1,879 IT people in Unilever around the globe at the moment, so that should be straightforward enough for me to be able to do that. So firstly, I just wanted to would be remiss of me really not to just give you a little bit of background. I'm hoping this morning that everybody has put on freshly laundered clothes with Persil and scented with comfort. Maybe with your PG tips this morning, you buttered your toast with Flora, or for those who love it or hated it, put Marmite on. And I'm really hoping that the majority of you have sprayed it with Dove or Impulse or Lynx or Axe this morning, just to make sure that you're smelling good for the meeting. So this is us. This is who we are. We're everywhere. You may know Unilever for its products, but we're actually a marketing company. That's the key, really, of what we do. The marketeers and finance are at the core of our business. So we see our IT folk really as enablers. You can see here from some of the 2012 figures about where we are. We're highly evident in emerging markets. That really supports our people agenda too. So, you know, when I'm building skills and capabilities, not only for the IT department, but for services and finance and legal, I have to be really mindful about culture, where our people are, their maturity, their journey, who we actually recruit, and also the age and where those people are. So you can see from there, from a perspective from Unilever, that's lots of different people to do lots of different things with. And it's really interesting for me because I think I resonated a lot with what Aid had said about, you know, some of the things that we want to do in IT, we can focus very, very much on core professional skills for IT, but majority of those specialists really want to learn anyway. You know, they're out there, they're looking at new technologies, and that makes it quite easy for me. The core thing for me, having IT in the business, is that they understand our business and they're building solutions to help us market our products and grow our share in the market. That's the core of what IT needs to do. So a little bit, I'm quite interested we put these slides up. This is one of the things that we're doing in our business at the moment. We talked about digital, we used all those nice words before, but for us, this is the heart of actually how we interact with our consumers. Consumers are the people who buy our products. If these consumers don't buy our products, then I won't be here tomorrow standing and talking to you. So the way that we interact through technology is of the utmost importance to us. So Aid took you back 12,000 years. I'm only going to take you back about 500 years. And this is a slide that we've recently used with our IT organisation as we went through a topic that we covered with them about managing the change curve. And this is talking to people really about telling them that, you know, change is just an everyday part of how we manage with business. And again, you can see from some of the items on here, post the Industrial Revolution, how quick that IT has changed the landscape we work in. I'm pretty much preaching to the converted on this. So the home of yesterday, it looks very, very different to the home of today. So, you know, when you sit at home yourselves, those of you who have children and they're in iPads, they're on all the different applications, they're probably talking to you about things that you don't know and you haven't trained them and school hasn't trained them. They've actually gone out and found it themselves. I use an analogy here. If you think about last time you went to the doctor and the doctor said, look, I'm sorry, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, I think you have X or blah, blah, blah. What was the first thing you did when you went home? Well, you probably Googled it, then you Binged it, then you looked on Medical MD. You probably looked at about 4 or 5 different things just to make sure that you'd actually found out what it was that you had. So you went out and you taught yourself. And we're finding that more and more now in our part of IT organisation. This is what the next generation will know. And I actually like this because I'm 44 and I actually think I behave like this as well, you know. So if you think about the things that are happening now, our children or our children's children will go up and swipe the television with their fingertips. Those who have Sky app on your iPad, you're already doing it anyway because that's what you can do with your remote controls. You know, people and our children now will go up and press the doorbell with their thumb rather than their finger because that digit becomes the primary digit through texting and interacting with people. And I've got a question for you, and Emma can't answer this. How many people in the room have got nomnophobia? Yeah, I bet you all have, and you just don't know it. Nomnophobia is the fear of being without your mobile phone. And look it up when you go back. It's a real phobia. You can go back and tell your other half tonight, I have a genuine phobia. You know, mine is with me even as I speak, but it's only just to keep me on time. So even His Holiness is on Twitter. So I don't know if anybody's following the Pope there to see what he's doing, but if you look at the generations, 2005 to the difference of 2013, what a difference that 8 years makes in our organisations. Everything's simpler today. You know, the access to information, self-teaching, peer-to-peer learning, finding out, teaching yourself, it's just the way that we work. So from a learning perspective, where am I going with this? So from a learning perspective, my background is in IT. I've actually been in the learning agenda now for 2 years. We have many people like myself. We have a lady who runs supply chain, a lady who runs our CD, and we consider ourselves to be muggles in the Harry Potter world. So we're a little bit wizard in the learning world, but we're actually more human in the IT world or the functional world of where we are. And it's really our job to sort of learn about learning expertise and package that up in a way that we know will land and resonate with our part of the business. And you'll know that yourself, you know, legal people learn differently from finance people, learn differently from IT people. So getting that engagement right and the curriculum of what you land is absolutely key. The other thing that we've noticed as well is a lot of our people now are very interested in rewards. So we have the standard technology people who will go off and educate themselves, but we're starting to run more reward and credit systems around learning. And would you believe one of our most successful education programs recently is where we gave away a book. We gave somebody a book. We don't give certificates anymore, we don't give trophies anymore, and that's because we're an agile organisation. People don't have desks, we don't have places to sit. But people were really, really pleased when they got something as a reward for actually sharing and connecting and actually sharing their learning. So that was really interesting. So the other thing that we're highly promoting now as well is we're starting to move out of a lot of the very traditional learning. So in the old days, people would go away on 3-day or 5-day instructor-led programs. And actually, when we started to look at the return on investment for that, we weren't really analysing how people were embedding those skills back in the business. So we're really starting to move away and pull away from those things. And we're working with our businesses and organisations now to look at how can we train people in different ways. The other thing that we've been told from our businesses, actually, between business operation, innovation, getting a sandwich, going to the toilet, that's when they consider some of their learning. So their time to actually take learning is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So we've got to deliver it in a way which is both engaging and quick and has lots of content to them. So this is how we do it. This is our approach. This is where I'm getting to. So a lot of the fast-paced skills, so a lot of the key professional IT skills, we outsource that. So we pick providers around the globe, we work with them on a curriculum, we procure great rates for them, we link them through our portal, so it's easy for people to look at the curriculum, where is it, click on it, book a place, off you go. You can learn your ITIL, project management, Oracle skills, whatever it is that's coming out from an IT perspective. The other thing that we do for them as well is we signpost and curate things now, much, much better than we've ever done before. We make it easy for people to find what they want. And again, this comes down to the time-bound piece really about making sure that people can understand, see it, activate it and act on it. The other piece of area where we've really moved now big time in Unilever is all about social, connective and progressive. And it's interesting, before again, Aid touched on the collaborative space. And we really want people to teach each other. And we think this is one of the areas around knowledge management for us, which is really, really good. We've invested in a brand. We've built a brand in Unilever now for learning called Sharpen the Saw. And some of you might say, I think I know what that is. That's connected to Mr. Covey. No copyrights or anything else like that. Well, when we launched this in the business, we had the same reaction. Some people said, I know what that is. And actually, I'm going to buy into that already. We had some people that said, what the heck is Sharpen the Saw? What does that mean? And what we did is we built a series of 30-minute connective and progressive programs, high contact, high input, high impact, around themes that really mattered to our business. So I will spend most of my day with my colleagues in the academy talking to the business about what's important to them. So you can see some of the topics that we've talked about here. We're very lucky in Unilever. We have a Salesforce platform called Chatter, and we do most of our collaboration through that platform. That's now where I'm highly targeting peer-to-peer learning. We get people to teach each other by asking questions, solving problems, and actually sharing information. We did another session on partnering with impact and presenting with impact, and what we'd found, it was really interesting, is looking at our business, the most of our IT people really partnered the business, but did they have key skills in understanding their personal impact, their personal brand, ensuring that their messages were landing correctly, you know, understanding through either a face-to-face meeting or virtual or email or through Chatter, how they actually impacted the business. So we spend quite a lot of time, and again to Aid's point, teaching people how to land IT in a non-IT way. The other thing that we picked up through presenting as well is we introduced a thing called a learner journey in some of our instructor-led programs. And the learner journey meant to graduate, you had to present back to a panel to show how you'd embedded the skills back in the business. And when people came to do their presentations, we had 50 slides of words. And we thought, we've got a real problem here. People don't know how to structure presentations, they don't know how to structure content, and they don't know how to add visuals to be engaging with an audience. So we created the program around there, and all we tell them is 3 or 4 key learner outcomes that says, to be great at doing this in 30 minutes, do these things, and you'll be much further ahead. Now, these type of programs are reaching thousands and thousands of people in one go. So the marketing, the branding, the communication around them, the learner outcomes, the identification of which business problems we're solving for IT by giving these the connected resources, that's the piece that we're having. And the other thing we're noticing is the uptake in repeat learning is probably 300 or 400% better than we've ever had before, because people are recognising the brand and they're coming back for more, so that we know this type of learning is really landing. It's really interesting. We talked today about the digital and agile world. This is one of the key things that we're teaching our people about, again, how to behave, how to be productive, what we mean by digital and agile. We did a great quiz in this about, are you a digital leader or a laggard? And we posted 10 questions to people to score themselves. And within about 10 minutes, I had a whole screen of IMs, instant messages, people saying, geez, Joe, I'm an IT director and I've only scored 3. What am I going to do? Help me out here to build my skills. The last one we did was all about managing the change curve. So we talked to our organisation about the fact that actually this is Unilever business today, you know, and you're being asked to do more and more with less people. We talked to people about the fact that this is how you manage your personal resilience. This is how you run change and operations at the same time. This is what you do if you're feeling overwhelmed. So we're bridging that gap between the professional services, the technical services, and actually being an all well-rounded professional in our organisation. We link this in very much to our conversations about individual development plans. We equip the managers with those skills to make sure they can have a great conversation. And the next topic we're doing is all about the Unilever professional of the future. This is all about the future of work. The fact that by 2020 we want to be an £80 billion business. I can only do that with the best people. So we're telling our people in this topic that good is not good enough. Yeah, Adam's going to speak to our people in IT and talk to them about the IT professional of the future and why that matters. Just some of the resources that we use there. So I'll just finish off with 1 or 2 other slides. This is just something else that we're now starting to do, is we will deliver our training through technology. That's how we'll do it. We're a technology organisation in IT, so why are we not using it and leveraging virtual, Contiki, video, in virtual teaching instructors, connective and progressive learning through our social platform, through Chatter. So our 5 key core skills, our programmes are now being delivered in this way to our people. 1/3 of the price point, and I can reach thousands of people. It's just a no-brainer for me. Very quickly, just wanted to show you this slide. When we actually launched Chatter, our social platform, we did no training at all. No training for people. We created 4 cartoon avatars, and we gave them each a persona that we thought replicated some of the people that we have in our organisation. So Jackwiz, most people were Jackwiz. They connected with Jack straight away. They were asking Jack questions, and within a week they were answering their own questions. So through training nobody, we'd actually got people to teach themselves. Wonder why? she didn't want to do it. She didn't understand the benefits of it. Bipal wanted to do it, but he was too busy. And Lena was a leader who wanted to do it and wanted to know how to get that out there in her people. That proved really successful with about half the people said, what a stupid way to train people using cartoon characters. So again, you get the mix of what it is. So I'll just finish off, again, this is where we're looking at the moment. You know, we're very much focusing on what are the core business skills and emerging skills for our people in our organisation. And it is about judgment, decision making, it's about critical thinking, it's about collaboration, it's about technology leverage. You know, and when we tie that together with our core business skills, business partnering, service management, supplier management, and then any specific IT skills, you know, whether you might be in applications or you might be in software management, that's how we build our skills framework. And we're hoping by doing that, we're really looking at this IT professional of the future. Thank you.